Yo people, I tried to film this video a couple times now, but the first time I actually corrupted the audio by accident. The second time I tried to say that I'd get straight to the point, but I ended up longing it out by accident. So this time I swear I'm cutting the shit. I'll give it to you straight away. I was just sat here, right, and yeah, I think what triggered it was a video that I was watching, which I'll screen record and show you in a second. And it goes deep, to be honest, and this is actually in general like a huge update in terms of what I'm doing personally and the direction that I'm intellectually headed, I guess you could say, because there's definitely been an evolution, and it feels very right, to be honest, and natural. These perceptions that have solidified more that I'd like to communicate to you today. Basically, long story short, I was just sat here, right, yeah, and I think this video triggered me in a way, but I will get to that. And I'm just looking out at my estate. That's not inherently relevant. I don't know if that was, but it's about the world, what I'm talking about in a way. And yeah, what's the best way how was I gonna describe it? Yeah, basically, as an entity, right? If you felt like like if you had yeah, I know what the best word is for it, but I wonder how I can make you feel it, because I felt it's an emotion that I actually feel, and it feels like an actual true perception, and it stems into a lot of deep recontextualizations and ramifications in this whole intellectual field, and this whole if you're familiar with philosophers and personal development, self-help, and this whole intellectual landscape, it will dovetails and pay dividends to that shortly. But let me just try to communicate this emotion. So yeah, as an entity, imagine, yeah, that's how it is. That's what it is. Yeah, and you can feel it. I can feel it, and it's definitely there. It's been there, but sometimes I've lost sight of it, and an important communication, especially for those who care about having intellectual integrity in terms of you think you know the truth, you think you're a truther. Maybe you're part of the conscious rapper community. Uh, or you deem yourself a public intellectual, or you have strong political opinions, things of this nature. You think you're a metaphysician, or you don't know. Maybe you think you're intellectually superior, like I definitely did at one point. And the reason I say that is because I'm saying this insight can kind of come and go. For me, it does. It's fluctuated over in a way, but I'm getting into stuff that I'll get into later. Sorry, I said I'll cut the shit. All right, let's drop it. It's just literally, yeah. So, yeah, it's hard because I want to make you feel it in the right way. You are maybe likely already familiar with it, so especially if you got your eyes open, and if you haven't fallen victim to in a way. But anyway, I'm getting way too ahead of myself, right? So all I'm saying, yeah, I was just sat here and yeah, what's the emotion? What's the feeling? Um, I guess a way that I could describe it, there's probably a few examples. It's just if you had your own like yeah, if you was had something going for you, and you and your circle of people for the most part, uh, or maybe a small circle of people, or even who knows, just you've got your area, for the most part. And you may have like, yeah, your own land and your own like stuff that you own. Imagine that. Maybe you've got that. Right, so if you do have that, how would you feel if like if like slowly somehow it got like treasoned, if that's a word, infiltrated and like stolen almost, but like from the inside out. That's how they've done it this time, you see. Quiet weapons for silent wars. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like, yeah, so it's like, you know, yeah, you might have like, I mean, it's happening to farmers at the minute, especially in Britain right now, I'm pretty confident. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, all like, so that could be one form of the feeling of treason is what I'm trying to communicate. It's trying to put you in the shoes of, yeah, it like, and to be honest, that's like, I realize that it's an emotion in a way. It's like, you can almost compare it in a way, I feel. And it's not to be a total victim, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of updates I'll have to give on it, but like, yeah, like, you can imagine like even potentially being in like, say if you were in prison, how would you feel if you were like, like in China, there's work hours known as 995, the 995 work culture of China. And this is basically that. So I believe it's no, sorry, it's not 995. It's 996. My bad. 996 China. This is I believe 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. 6 days a week. People are dying due to being forced to overwork. I believe there's even like suicide, like safety nets. I've heard from Leo Gura and Alchemist Ash. Leo Gura, I'm holding your fucking feet to the fire very soon, motherfucker. You need to wake the fuck up, because this is exactly what I'm saying. You might be awake in some dimensions. But don't get me wrong, don't be a fool to think that the relative plane can't pull the strings of the absolute elite. I don't know. Like you said yourself, if you drink mercury, that will definitely have an effect on your consciousness, despite the fact that mercury is imaginary. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself still. Anyway, so if I could show you, here we go. This is the 996. Yeah, so how would you feel, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you was forced to work 12 hours a day, 6... Yeah, and I told this to my mum, yeah? And my mum told me she used to work more than that. She used to work 15 hours a day when I was younger. Also, like, I'll tell you what a lot of it is. Is it, you see, because a lot of my evolution is actually thanks to some very rare teachings, valuable teachings I've discovered. So you see here we got a city. Do you see how like nature is just stood on completely? It's just like completely flattened the earth. Come on, come on. So what am I? So right. So how would you feel if you was these people, right? What have we got? I've seen this.
It's 11 p.m. in China. Despite the late hour, the trains are...
If this was New York, you would assume these people were going out for a night on the city. But this isn't New York. It's Beijing. These people aren't going out for a fun night on the town. It's 11 p.m., and they're just now coming home from work. It's all part of China's overwork crisis, and it's something we need to talk about. Life is precious. So imagine that tomorrow you went into work, exhausted, tired, burnt out, not realizing that this was your last day on Earth. Imagine that the next time you left for...
Alright, I'd now like to show you what triggered this thought. I was watching this.
You make before you...
So, I was watching this video, I think, after smoking some ganja, and it says, I'd rather die than work a 9 to 5. Young man has an awakening. So it's just some young lad ranting about like him realising the situation that he's managed to get himself into at his age, right? Now, why does this... If you know me, you will know why this rings a bell. Who's aware of what my very first video is? The video that spawned this whole venture that is me on the internet as who I am at the minute. Basically, one day I took 4 grams of magic mushrooms. It was about 3 years ago now. And it induced a realization. I felt it as a rude awakening, as I described it at the time. I was about 18, 19. Oops. So if I search OXSN wage, my name's OXSN. The first video ever, 2 years ago. So this is me. Basically, the magic mushrooms managed to flush my consciousness with this huge wave, realizing that I am fucking exhausted, bro. And like, you know what it is though? You know what it is I think I realise? And what this video made me realise is like, I think what it is actually the hours, maybe. It's like that you actually can barely bear doing that for someone for that. Like where you get paid monthly, paycheck to paycheck. Obviously, don't be a victim to it to an extent. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not like you don't want to work. It's a 9 to 5. It's like a warehouse that is actually toxic. I've had so many toxic jobs. When I was 16, I was working in Subway full time, eating Subway. My parents didn't say shit. I was just smoking shit, eating shit. I can't blame my parents in a way, but my parents were feeding me shit. Dead animals, bird eye baby mums, garbage fam, pot noodles and shit fam. And you're in this like artificial warehouse, yeah, and there's like EMF frequencies and fucking, you're in a grid of alleyways scanning barcodes for like £6 an hour when I was young, for like 8 hours a day, driving to work on a fucking moped for like half an hour a day to clock in. And everyone's got, they've got the fucking guns here. And this is how they get you, is everyone tells people like me to shut up, because everyone gets on with it because they are forced to, with through survival. They have no other choice. And this is how the NPCs enforce the Matrix. Because as far as they're aware, they've been programmed as this is the only way to be. The gaslighting, the indoctrination, the technological advancement, the propaganda overload, the isolation, the wage slavery. Even Leo Gura of Actualize.org, in his wage slavery video, he says, tribes enslaved other tribes. That is how it's been from day. So what I'm trying to communicate, if I can zoom out again, is I can actually feel it. I can feel like such a lack of sovereignty. I'm 21 years old right now. So throughout school, when I was in school, I was eating Lunchables and that, yeah? Lunchables have got lead in them. The tap water has got fluoride and chlorine in it. Do your own research. Look at the bag that fluoride comes in, I guess. Anyway, it's not about the... You gotta get the signal through the noise. Don't worry about the noise and the details on the periphery. It's about the main signal, yeah. Because there's fucking more than evident, fam. And some people have helped me realise this, and it's sparked like an evolution in my cognition and my psychology, majorly. And I'm much more sovereignly powerful now that I've realised a lot of what's going on, I feel. But yeah, it's treason, essentially. So yeah, it's you can feel a severe lack of sovereignty. So yeah, sorry, I'm 21 years old now. School, yeah, I was in school. Like I said, I was eating the garbage like everyone was. I remember they're selling little pizzas for £1. You should see some of the locals around here. Some of the kids, I fucking, I would only have good intentions, but I don't know. I ain't getting involved. The streets are too hot, to be fair. No, the reason I say that is because I don't know how I'm so known, but like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm familiar with like these youth, and like they're out here like drinking, eating shit, smoking shit, avoiding their house because they don't like their mum, out on the street at midnight, like paralyzed, like drunk in the road because they're just drinking. You just got to ignore it. But I don't even know how half of them know me. Like I was doing deliveries for Domino's Pizza. So that's another one. So Domino's Pizza is another fast food. So why didn't I do good in school, and why didn't I like build up a good career? I can't blame people for that I'm working in. It seems like I'm just like blaming the world because I'm working some wage slave thing, and that's my fault. Well, I don't know, bro, because this place is just fucking completely fucked, to be honest, bro. The food is fucking fake. The teachers are traumatized. Don't make me pick apart the education system. They've evidently failed the fucking youth. That's what I was just saying. It's fucking so clear, man. Like, no one knows about health. No one knows nothing. They were teaching me lies, bro. Don't fucking tell me nothing. The education system was teaching me about the fucking food pyramid. Fucking, oh, that's me coughing up the shit from the fucking food pyramid that they were all fucking forced to eat because no one can afford shit in this place. All I saw my whole life, my dad fucking broke it. My dad tried his best to provide for our fucking family, but we're still got nothing. Like, the labourer, he was just labourer and that. Like, there's not been, I don't know, it depends. My granddad's got some peas in that because he's more intellectual in a way. I don't know. It depends if you work with your hands or if you work with your mind. I think Iman Gatsi or whatever he's called. He fucking said in a recent video, yeah, that someone in China. I think he told me about that 996, and he said one of them, he saved up like a few 100,000 whatever out there, and like had like an escape plan to an extent, or a future investment that he was going to put this money into. By the time he got to the money, inflation had corrupted it. So I've heard. I can imagine. And like this whole place is just feeding off of you. Don't you fucking see that, fam? It's like selfish devils everywhere. Like I'm not guilty of that to an extent, but like there's got to be a shift because like it's literally, it feels like, it depends. Humanity has a heart. I'm not saying that. There's some dark forces, like there's some parasitical forces out here. There's some greedy fucking forces. When I look at some of my colleagues, yeah, of a job that I had, and I was working in a warehouse. This is, I believe, like the second work where, nah, fuck me, I've worked in so many, man. Sometimes I can't do it because I'm ill. I'm ill because I'm forced to eat fake food, yeah? Basically. Obviously, you can navigate your way out of it. Like, fuck me, I made mistakes, don't get me wrong. I weren't stacking money. I was trying to block the pain by smoking fucking weed. And I don't know if you're indoctrinated or not about weed, but like look into like what it actually is before you have such a strong opinion on it. what it is physically, and careful who you're listening to. I think Andrew Huberman has a video just like, fluoride's in the water to clean your teeth. And that's like recent, I think. Anyway, what the fuck am I on about? Yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah. So, I've had quite a few toxic jobs, by the way. This is I spoke about this a bit. Yeah, so when I'm ill sometimes, like, and I'm forced into like a warehouse with a forklift, and it's like everyone's just working like fuck, breathing in this forklift, and I'm expected to do that because I need to. And people actually tell me at these jobs, oh, you don't want to get me fucking started on it. They tell me you won't care about health when you're my age. These people who have been wage slaves their whole life. A recent colleague was telling me basically to swallow the blue pill. He's basically telling me the sooner I give up, the better. He says the sooner you accept that you're fucked. He's like, you swallow the, like, I don't know why he's saying that. He's like eventually you get so miserable, he reckons, and a lot of adults, basically, he's saying out here, at least in Britain, he's saying a lot of adults, this isn't everyone's fate, don't get me wrong, don't say I'm a victim to that, I don't believe that I've got to be a victim to that. He's kind of, I don't know, he might be joking to an extent, but I don't think he is, man, because he's on the monster energy all day. And so is all these people in these warehouses. Like, I have like similar age people working in warehouses, and they're fully on these monster energies all day. Fair play, I guess. Go somewhere else. But yeah, he's telling me, yeah, he reckons that you, like, as you get older, like, you just get flooded with more like misery and dread and despair about that. And this is something that I've come to realize, actually, in a way there is actually like a fundamental darkness in a way, and I feel like a lot of people share it but they don't speak about it. It's like an unrecognized thing that a lot of people are waiting for other people to realize. And that's what I'm saying, my colleague was saying to me. He's like, yeah, a lot of these olders, yeah, they get so miserable about it through just experiencing trauma of this demiurge, to be fair. So I don't blame them to an extent, because don't get me started about the metaphysical prison. I'm talking about the fucking prison on the relative plane. I wasn't talking about the prison of God. Don't get me started on that, because you'll think I'm crazy. I've got to work my way up, you see. I can't jump into the metaphysics, because then I won't be able to, like, slowly save you from the matrix. If I trigger you immediately, you'll cut me off. I have to reel you in. Just like Mr. Traumatic's plan was. Just like my video, how Mr. Traumatic saved my life. Fucking... And then I was going to co-found basically the conscious rapper community, etc. And then here I am now. So, what the fuck am I on about? That was a lot of speaking. Don't forget to breathe, motherfucker. Yeah, basically, build your aura, protect your sovereignty. And that's like most of the teaching now. Breathe and, like, expand your fucking magnetic fucking aura that you can just, like, visualize, like, flowing through your body visually. And yeah, and then when you feel it, it's basically there. And the placebo effect, etc. And then basically you just expand this and you just say, I reclaim my sovereignty. And you look into the eye of the threat. And you're protected by your unseen friends. I'm joking, I'm not crazy. Bear with me. But yeah, I don't know. That's it. All I was saying, long story short, is that, yeah, the treason. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So fucking hell, I had a. yeah, so school. I was saying about school. I went through school. So school was injecting me with like these so-called. I can't even say it. Because they'll delete me. They will. They've already terminated my channel twice. And I've lost videos that I've poured my fucking heart and soul into. It's like a personal crossing where like, I actually realise that my ancestors and my whole family have actually been enslaved. And it's like a war crime beyond the beyond. It's like, how can you enslave my entire family and poison them and lie to them and gaslight them so that they don't even know that they're in prison or being poisoned? And like, you expect me to let that slide? Because my entire body knows what happened, based on trauma, to be honest. Because why the fuck, to be honest? I know it's been harder in the past, supposedly, as well. His history is his story, it isn't mine. I've only seen what I've seen. Maybe I'm imagining the past in the present. Maybe the present is all there is. Maybe that's not relevant. Maybe that's not a maybe. But yeah, basically, so like, yeah, I get that people have had it like very fucking hard. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm grateful for the comfort to an extent. I get it. But it doesn't mean I'll settle for that. There needs to be a shift. And if you want to like oppose me potentially, on what grounds is my question to you? Because if we evidently look at the planet, supposedly, or supposedly, whatever, wherever you were seated, regardless, if we look at the planet and every single, it doesn't matter if you're listening to the right wing or the left wing or the conservative or the liberal or the spiritual or the material or the scientific or the dogmatic or the prickles or the goo. To the pharmacist or the metaphysician or the wizard. Regardless, the vast majority of every possible intellectual lens and or perspective looks at the planet and sees nature being trampled on, and the common story, whether it's like fear propaganda, I'm sure some of it is about like global warming. Expect a tag now on the bottom of this video directing you to Wikipedia, a fact check. That fact checkers that have been factually incorrect notoriously just about the time they got introduced, ironically. Coincidence? Wealth transfer? Mass eugenics operation? You're being so negative. Don't be so negative. How could you, That's so negative to say that we're slaves. Stop being so fucking negative, bruv. Stop the... I can't believe you would say that we're slaves. Or I can't believe that you would say... Like... Or I can't believe that you would say that the food is polluted. There's a problem with you for saying... You observing a problem in the world is not a problem in the world. It's a problem in you for having or perceiving a problem in the world. Stop looking at the negatives. Just look away. Look at the positives. Good idea. Just look away. It doesn't feel good to look there. That's negative. I'll think about positive stuff. Because being positive is an aspirational thing to do. And then when I have kids, and my kids, like, potentially notice the negative stuff, I will tell them, Why are you focusing on the negatives? Stop being so negative. You keep saying the food is polluted. Stop being so negative. You keep saying that there's a lack of sovereignty. Stop being so negative. You keep saying well, if we don't look at the negatives, how are we going to do anything about them? Depends. A big major point for this, I will say, is about these spiritual teachings. Like, I brought up Mr. Nature. A lot of these spiritual teachings are like, Eckhart Tolle, they're like, oh, infinite consciousness, there's nothing to do, it's already done, you're in a dream. And like, look, I kind of get it. They're like, oh, just trust Jah, Christ, consciousness, man. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I've had some like seemingly solipsism fucking breakthrough when I took like 12 dried grams of magic mushrooms all at once. Which, by the way, I have a different attitude now because I think that there's a dark side to spirituality, which is what I'm about to say, is that I was being naive, thinking everything was love and light. But now I see that there are dark forces that we need to oppose and shut down with the help of the conscious rapper community's release with Michael D'Souza and Flowmatic. Spiritual Warfare EP out now. Check it out. Basically, yeah, and a lot of people have told me. I think it was like Ryan Sanders or Michael D'Souza. Yeah, about this dark side to spirituality. I didn't really realize as much at the time, but yeah, I know just by my own like, I know that like Christ is like light forever, and I completely see that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I see that now, and that is this like permanent enlightenment. It's like this non-duality just slowly notices itself. That's what happens. It is real. It is real. There's like this silence that's always there. And like it but the thing is, yeah, right. So these teachings, right, Mr. Nature, etc. Why am I bringing these up? Everything these non-duality things, right? Because well, I was listening to a lot of this for a long time, and it didn't really seem to be helping me. A lot of this stuff hasn't really awfully helped me much either, to be fair. I don't know. I don't know that it has helped me. It depends what level you look at it, because I'm evolving in my mind. I don't seem to like have an awful lot of progress sometimes in the material plane, but like I literally like destroyed who I was and like rebirthed an entire new personality on purpose because I like overdid neurogenesis by abusing magic mushrooms. And I knew what I was doing, kind of, but I kind of bit off more than I could chew, and so it's been tough. But I don't care anyway, because watch this space. Right, so yes, these teachings. Alan Watts, Ram Dass, Eckhart Tolle, if you're familiar, that probably will help. So these men saying like, oh, like, you can either trust life or not. I get it, like, yeah, you probably should trust, but no, I don't know, man. Because it's weird, like, Alan Watts says this, he's like, oh, there's this thing here, this consciousness, this life. You can either, fundamentally, you can trust it, or you can distrust it. What is the wiser option? What will you choose? And I get it. But there's something not right about that. Because the reason I say that, you can trust it, but it doesn't mean to take a back seat. The reason I say that is because, and this is actually the first original thought I had when I thought of this topic just now, before I turned on the camera. Back when I first said that video triggered me and I was looking out the window and then I got this thought and then I whipped out the camera, is, yeah, just this. is all of this came to mind about these spiritual teachings and that, and I thought, fuck it, I'll whip out the camera and chat this. How the fuck can you sit back at all in no mind? I get that, yeah, I get it, because if we're inside a dream and you're actually alone as God, I do get it. I get it. Don't, metaphysical synchronicity blows everything out of the water. But at the same time, maybe they don't contradict, they dovetails. This is something I've realised. Things that once seem to contradict can later actually symbiosis or dovetails. So I wonder. Yes, you see. Ah. Maybe, yeah. Maybe they do dovetail. I think they do dovetails as well. And I've been learning a lot of this from, by the way, a podcast that Mr. Traumatic has sampled quite a few times. Mr. Traumatic, subscribe to him. It's called The Matrix Unveiled School of Mysticism. I think, yeah, he used to listen to Leo Gura. He's not a big fan of him anymore. That's like me. Mainly because of Leo Gura's bias against conspiracy theories. I understand why they might not be so deemed on the important on the absolute. But that's what I'm opposing. So, like, Leo Gura, yeah, he can say, like, maybe conspiracies are not as important on the absolute plane. Because absolute consciousness defeats it. But, like, I don't know, man, because, like, Leo went and got the injection from the lockdowns. And he even said in a video, a recent video called 250 Traps of Life, 4 years later after getting the injection, he said that, a trap that he has personally fell into is being too blindly trusting of a pharmaceutical authority, like doctors. So, I don't know, he hasn't really explicitly said he learned his lesson, but he was telling people to get the fucking jibby jab. Isn't it weird how a robot is programmed to hear someone talking about that very word? And then if it does hear that, like a robot, an algorithm, and basically an AI being gang stalked by AI, AI is interfering with your wallet. This is the age we live in. Don't get me started on AI, bro. Don't get me started on AI. I'm gonna become a fucking biological capture for these motherfuckers. Is that what they're called? You know them capture the fucking... I don't want to explain it. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't funny. New world order, got cameras in my eyes. 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 My throat's a bit fucked. Yeah, because of the poison in this place. And the artificial scarcity, the artificial poverty. See my Instagram account, New Earth Actualization, for more ideas on this topic. My name is #OXSN or #Oxen. And I declare I'm going to cast a fucking energy spell that this video cannot be terminated by YouTube because I'm a sovereign entity. It's sealed, bro. Expect this to stay up. The truth of your power. I'm going to play that song shortly. Yeah, I'm going to play that song now. You know what? Please listen to this song. Please. It's an exception. It's relevant. They're all relevant. I tend to end my videos now with a conscious tune. Let's have a look at this 9 to 5 geezer for a sec. I'm going to start doing bare reactions. You know? I actually am. I should start, instead of fucking binging content, I should at least react to it. Because I can watch quite a bit of content sometimes. That's probably not a wise way to be fair. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Cognito Hazard revolution, mate. Stay tuned. Anyway, let's get my fucking... Where the fuck is it, mate? Yeah, make sure you check out my fucking blog, essentially, on Facebook, Threads, and Twitter, my G, because I'll post a lot of goodness on there. A lot of links. Right, so, let's check this keys.
You even make it. Whereas if you have your own company, if you're smart with that money, you can make that money grow before you innovate.
Yep.
So you win. Plus, money's worth less as time goes on. So that tax is worth less later. So it's better to pay it later than immediately.
I remember what it's like.
Pointed to a colleague, and it was the most.
Welcome back, tribe. I have another one recommended by you guys here, a smaller channel by a guy named Sean Desolets. And he says, I'd rather die than work a 9 to 5. This should be interesting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video journal. I did a video like this not too long ago. Today I had a work meeting, and it was the most... I have never felt this much dread in my life before. And I don't know, it got to a point where I was like, we were talking about how we're all excited for our vacation. That's all people talk about at work, waiting for vacation. They live to wait for vacation. I said, I only have 2 weeks of vacation, and like, it's 10 days. That's all you get. You work your whole year to give your time and your soul to someone else to help build their company, and in exchange you get 10 days. Ooh. So it's like, wow, you're the rest of the time you're just slaving away like for a company, and then you get 10 days. Ooh.
I hope you feel this. You're hearing one of the realest. When I get up on the mic, I'm trying to kick it to your spirit, trying to spark something, trying to heart something. If I get up on the mic, it's cause there's something that I need to say. Meaning to say, there's something that I want to discuss. For instance, the Fed, printing money and such. We're all working for this money and it's worth nothing. How about we combine our efforts and try to build something? I'm sure you got a skill, something you could do. You could trade it for whatever you needed, and that's truth. We could grow our own food or build our own houses. Instead, we give away our time and get these from the middleman. Who are these men that claim to own this land? Who stake the claim on the murder of our ancestors and built these cities on the backs of the stolen slaves? Men taken from their once sacred native land. Women taken as sex slaves to serve these men. These who wrote contracts that stand bound today when they were written in a language that the natives didn't understand. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. Imagine this, picture us with a ball. It starts with a couple driven people making calls. We start a movement, the fire spreads across. Then we pick a day and meet in all the city halls. Imagine people electing amongst themselves. Imagine if we did away with all the lobbyists. That, my friends, is the last thing they wanna see. But that's the only way we'd have a true democracy. Our leaders now don't seem to hear this voice. And when we vote, it's an illusion of a choice. $1 billion puppet show where the main stars are handpicked and groomed by the CFR. So either way, the real powers don't change. And the election, it's just a PR campaign. Like the war on terror used to justify their deeds. Condone torture and get a Nobel Prize for peace. The president, the representatives, they need incentives and they don't represent me. Tied to strings that the people don't see. They serve a system that can only serve thieves. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. All across the world, pirates took over with the help of the WTO and Coca-Cola. They stole all the minerals and every source of water, then sold it back to the people for $1 a day, but not without adding little bits of poison, a little chemical gift for all the boys and girls. And in America, we're blind to what is happening. Most don't know about the GMO catastrophe. There are men making changes to our DNA. The mass experiment subsidized by the state. Instead of sharing the wealth with those starving, our taxes go to McDonald's, cows, and IG Farben. So I'll be damned if my brothers don't speak up. We gotta do it for the future, cause it needs us. Gotta do it for the earth and for the kids. This is the age of the microchips. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend. These are things I believe that we need to discuss. If you really want change and truth and such, we're gonna have to go back to the start, my friend.
It seems they've researched and developed their contraption extensive. Now they understand just what's not enough to know nobody's got the wherewithal to stop them. Dropping the brain computer interface is not an option. Someone needs to put these morons on the spot, son. Sending messages to your neurons with options. Neuromodulation of your whole population. They got you gang stalking each other now in moderation. Tell me I'm dreaming. And this is not the book I read in 1984. Somebody tell me I'm dreaming. I really wish I was wrong, but that's not possible no more.
Truth hurts. Activating pineal glands with neurolinguistics to this one. Telekinetic frequencies. Multi-dimensional. This world is separated by countries, cities and towns and borders. They divide and conquer, yeah, they're monsters, they are the warring forces. When I'm walking through, I'm talking truth, cause I'm the truth talker. Real. There's fluoride in your water, that's torture, that is the new world order. This world is gruesome and violent, that's why these humans are frightened. Oh well, we're living in hell, I'll pack my bags and move to an island. I wanna be truly enlightened, my music's juicy and vibrant. It's deep and it's dirty, and it's underground like rubies and diamonds. Gigantic like titans, no I don't pray to no violent gods. Life's too short for lies and plots. Time flies like a pilot's watch. I'm watching time unravel, I'm lost in time, my time is lost. I will astral travel and do some stargazing and just look at the sky and watch. I'm a verbal pedigree, I've been reading the Gnostic scriptures. Smoking a herbal remedy, I'm not drinking a toxic elixirs. I flow on a verse with energy. I'm a consistent cosmic ninja, and I don't do no hurt or jealousy. I show love, I'm a cosmic thinker. This world we live in is treacherous. That's why you need to show extra love. There's demons standing next to us. Fallen angels wanna have sex with us. Dark forces, they're testing us. I talk truth, they section us. Hyperborea, that's my home, is a multi-dimensional exodus. This world is separated by countries, cities and towns and borders. They divide and conquer, yeah, they're monsters. They are the warring forces. When I'm walking through, I'm talking truth, cause I'm the truth talker. There's fluoride in your water, that's torture. That is the new world order. This world is run by an evil intelligence. These demons are ruthless. You need to show compassion and love. Don't panic, cause screaming is useless. I talk truth all day, that's why these people are feeling my music. But please don't piss me off, I leave your mouth all bleeding and toothless. People are foolish and evil and ghoulish. Fiction is weird and even the truth is. Don't be feeble and stupid, history's fake and even the moon is. There's no fluoride in my water, so when I'm dreaming it's lucid. You're drinking fluoride on a daily basis, that's the reason you're clueless. This world we're living in sickening, why are these people evil and so dark? The powers to be, they're cowards and weak and they're human beings with no heart. Make me so fucking angry, I break the both legs and both arms. I find a Masonic lodge and shoot them all with poisonous blow darts. Suppress that killer beast and release that inner peace, I'm so calm. My third eye's fully activated, my mind is so sharp. I'm unique like Mozart, on beat I'm concrete, I go hard. And when it comes to music, I'm having fun on tracks like go-kart. This world is separated by countries, cities and towns and borders. They divide and conquer, yeah, they're monsters, they are the warring forces. When I'm walking through, I'm talking truth, cause I'm the truth talker. There's fluoride in your water, that's torture, that is the new world order.
If you're told the lie enough times, it becomes part of your reality.
That is the new world order.
And if enough people are taught that lie, well, now it becomes part of the culture.
That is the new world order.
And if that culture then passes that misinformation along to the next generation,
that is the new world order.
Westion Productions.
I think the one thing I'd like for you to take away from anything that I say today is this one point, that nothing in this world works the way you think it does. Nothing. But people will always support what they want to hear. You will find the one thing that people, generally speaking, do not want to hear is the truth.
This place we live in is madness. I'm so sick of God's shit. All I'm seeing is sadness. The way we live is toxic. I've got absolute mind control. I meditate in a mosh pit. I'm so close to buying my land. Just wait till I'm living off grid. I won't need gold or 24 carats. I'll grow some cabbage and many more carrots. I won't need money, I won't need peas. I'll grow some pumpkins and I'll grow peas. I won't need cash, I won't need shops. I'll buy some land and then grow some crops. And I won't need loans, I won't need banks. I'll build a house and then grow some plants.
When you begin to break down how government works, banks work, you begin to see a whole world that you've never known. And so what we are told and given to understand is not the truth.
My time is precious, so I won't waste it watching loads of channels. We'll buy some fertile land and 100 tons of stone and gravel. When I build my eco-village, I'm building a Roman castle. And I buy some wind turbines, and I buy solar panels. I'm a mad scientist, I'm building a Tesla coil. Genius. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, so I just wrap my head up in foil. I will grow some medical potent cannabis plants and collect the oil. I grow my food in a greenhouse, chemtrails they affect the soil.
Pharmaceutical drugs kill about 300,000 people a year, and yet they have a war on drugs, which kill less than 30,000 people a year. 300,000 people die, that's business as usual.
There's only two choices, love or fear. You pick one. This world is nearly dead. We need a new kingdom. We need to leave these cities and live in nature when the new spring comes. I'm talking truth, it's not false facts, it's all true fiction. Everyone's saying I'm sick, but I don't get flu symptoms. My plant-based diet of vegan food has built up my immune system. I ain't been to the doctors in a long time, I just use wisdom. For epigenetics, you need to research into Bruce Lipton.
My research revealed conclusively that the environment in which the cells live determine genetic activity. So it's complete opposite of what I was teaching in medical school. So stress hormones physically shut off the immune system. When you're under stress, that's when sickness starts to show up. Now it's time to wake up because our negative thinking is manifesting a negative life experience. And if you could put this kind of healing that I'm talking about into a capsule or tablet, they'd be talking about it right now. But this is a consciousness healing, and you can't sell it. And so what's the result? They're not interested in it. And they, through their money, which is massive, actually determine the curriculum in a medical school. And the idea is, well, what's relevant? Well, if you understand epigenetics, you don't need the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, what's this tune we got? It's not my tune, bro. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up there. I think that explained it all. Yeah, check out my Instagram. Check out New Earth Actualization on Instagram. Check out OXSN or OXSN on all the platforms. I'm everywhere, bro. Just come and find the man. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, and I will leave it there. Yeah, found this was on the floor. It's Halloween around the local area in the hive mind. This shit. Did you get sent to school eating this? And did they inject you with your birth certificate and shit? Wake up, sheeple. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, like you can awaken, but yeah, when I really awoke to like the digital hijacking of artificial intelligence and like the manipulation of like bioweapons against the human body, when I awoke to that, I realized that the previous version of myself that thought he was awake maybe was awake to an extent, yeah, but like I ended up sending a group chat to the a voice note to the conscious rapper community, and I was like, most of you man are not awake, bruv. What do you think awakening is, bruv? It's because I shockingly realised that a lot of these conspiracy theories that sound crazy. I know it sounds crazy, that's just why it flies, but soon those wings will get clipped as we rip your disguise. Like a Scooby-Doo, who are you with that fake-ass flu, programmable goo? Yeah, if you realise that there was like literally like bioweapons and they were like attacking you with like invisible radiation on purpose, or like they were like purposefully poisoning your food, for example, like if you realise that there was like a monopoly on all of the food and all of the medicine, that seems like quite an awakening, don't you think? I don't know, but then Mr. Nature would say that that stuff is not even awakening. He just thinks that's just like more on the relative plane. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, is that's the very thing that I want to make sure I clear this, is like, that's what I'm saying, is like, he's not saying that you should sit back, but that's what I'm just getting at. It's like, you're like literally like, if you sit back and do nothing about it and you let these dark forces like ravage the fucking planet, then you're part of the problem. So you're not allowed to fucking sit on the side. Like, everyone complying with the system, they are literally unconsciously committing fucking mass genocide. Because they are. They're even if you are like, if you start sharing some content, this is the thing, is people are actually unknowingly committing evil, because I'll show you how. Because this is the thing, yeah, bro, this is the scary thing about the Matrix hive mind, yeah, is you realise that you was actually enforcing shit that you were programmed with. So I have an old Twitter account. This is when I was just about 16 years old, I think, and I was making depressing music at the time, as you can see. I'll show it to you now. Yeah, it's already here. Oh, fucking hell, did you see all of that, did you? I don't know what you just saw. You don't want to fucking know about the ins and outs. I'll just bait myself out. Leave me alone, bruv. I don't give a fuck. I'm a sovereign entity, mate. Basically, yeah, so I made an album when I was this age called Toxic, because I was toxic, because I was an NPC, right? I was part of the hive mind. I was 16 years old. That's how old I was when I made that album. And as you can see here, I reposted this. Maybe did this just come up to me on the algorithm, did it? So it was in 2020. For those that need to hear it, there's not a shred of scientific evidence linking 5G to the coronavirus outbreak. Words I thought I'd never have to type. So I repost that, yeah. After saying we're gonna go into lockdown soon. But the thing is, I was sharing something that I was programmed with. This was not a sovereign thought. I was just given a phone, and then like an algorithm likely served it up to me. But like, who installed me with the belief that this was the case? Because the thing is, like, let's say if 5G is unhealthy, which I'm like pretty confident there's like actually solid evidence that that is true. If it's not very like friendly to the human biology, then it plays a part in sickness. Right, and this is like the scary thing, is like, I'll just say this to end off in a way, is like, yeah, it's another thing is like, before, when I was really young, yeah, like, we was all sat around this dinner table, and my dad, like, literally, basically, he, like, authentically was like, oh, I don't know, I think the earth could be flat. And then automatically, me and everyone else just started, like, picking him, like, what are you on about, like, started laughing at him and, like, holding his feet to the fire, yeah. But the thing is, again, I'm not saying the earth is flat or it isn't. I literally don't entertain, like, I ain't gave it that much thought. I have quite a few times, but it's not my main shtick, you know, at the minute. But the point is, again, I was actually regurgitating beliefs that actually weren't mine. So my dad was like, oh, the earth could be flat. And I was like, no, it ain't. Everyone knows it ain't. But that was a program that I was installed with. And then that's why I showed you this tweet. Is I'm here tweeting that that the 5G has got nothing to do with COVID, but I want to log into this old account so that I can remove that tweet. But then it's made me realise that I was actually and look, check this, this is get this, this is perfect. I just see this on my fucking story. I remember. Hold on, ready, hold on, not this, here, no, not this one. Here, Simulatrix self-replicating AI programs. The Matrix unveiled. Self-replicating artificial intelligence programs. So by self-replicating, it means here, that's an AI program, bro. I was literally part of the AI. And then the reason why there was so much pain is what I'm telling you. This is the facts. Well, partly. Is because basically everyone has been hijacked by the fucking artificial smart grid of wealth extraction, yeah, and everyone's been like biologically hijacked with fucking advanced technology. Which, see my Rumble account, by the way. There's YouTube deleted it. Here, OXSN update: digital hijacking, hacking humans with advanced technology. Yeah, the thumbnail is actually showing them deleted it. Look, medical misinformation about currently administered injections. And it says they have been, yeah, so basically apparently this video got taken down for spreading medical misinformation about currently administered injections that are approved and confirmed to be safe by local health authorities and the World Health Organization isn't allowed on YouTube. So they're directly tied to it. So if the health authority and the World Health Organization say that something is, again, it's the analogy of having a gun to your head. It literally says the health authorities, if you oppose what the health authorities say, that is not allowed on YouTube. That's literally what that fucking says. If you go against the fucking power hierarchy of slavery and wealth disparity, that is not allowed. So it's like literally the people who create the injection, if you oppose or talk shit about the injection or inquire, they have the authority and the power to shut you down. So it's a complete like monopoly where it's completely rigged. The people who actually make the jab have the authority of whether or not you're allowed to talk about it. And that is literally the one world government. Everyone knows the pharmaceutical industry is connected to the food and bro, it's fucking like literally, it's AI, bro. It's AI. It's AI, bro. The way I feel, yeah, like I said, I fucked up school, but school's shit, right? Because medicine's illegal and they're teaching me lies. So school's shit. Yeah, I see school failing a lot of the youth, yeah, and I know they don't deserve. I said a lot of my colleagues. I look at my colleagues and I don't know. They may have made some of mistakes, yeah, but they don't belong to get trapped in such a fucking prison like that. Key Parks just told me to subscribe to his new channel. Yeah, they don't deserve it, man. And the way that I feel is that like as I got to like age 16, I just all of a sudden I was in like full blast work with like, and I was literally I was crying every day because I was so depressed. I've fucking had so much depression throughout my life, yeah, woe is me, sure, but I'm not just saying that, fam. It's literally, I don't care, fam. Yeah, fucking right, woe is me, bro. Yeah, I was literally crying like every day when I was working in fast food because I didn't know that the food was fucking me up and I was just eating garbage, smoking garbage, and like I didn't really think, because I weren't, this place is just traumatized. That's why my dad is fucking shouting at me. He was in and out of prison throughout my childhood and that. Like, who has the right to put my dad in prison, bro? Who has the power to fucking put my dad in prison when I'm a kid? But yeah, basically the way I feel, yeah, I just have like I have like these, they always feel traumatic, like, and it's just a memory of a fucking warehouse. But some of these warehouses, one warehouse I was working in, we were melting plastic all day, and I would be forced to breathe in the plastic because I was in such a dire financial situation. I needed to stay, somewhat based on my own mistakes, but I was supposed to be taking charge of a flat like by myself when I was like, how old was I? Fucking 18, 19. I took this flat like off my dad. I don't know. That's a long story. But it goes into this. Everything that I'm saying is yeah. So when I'm forcing these warehouses, when I'm taking this flat off my dad, is the way that I feel is that I was just ignorant when I was younger, fucking around in school, whatever, and then like all of a sudden I feel like I'm just in the middle of this machine, and I'm like, I was a bin man every day, all the time, and I'm like trying to avoid all the toxins around me all day, yeah, and I just feel like I'm getting crushed because I earn just enough, or I did earn just enough to only just pay for the flat and my moped and stuff, and when I realised how much it cost to live compared to how much I was earning, I literally cried. I phoned my dad. I was like, "What the fuck, bro?" But like all these people in the Matrix, they just think that it's normal. They're like, "Oh, like you have to." It's like, nah, you just been brainwashed for generations. Like, I know that you do have. I'm not saying I don't want to work either. It's not that. Don't think I'm a bitch saying like, "Oh, I shouldn't work." I want to work, but I want to actually work, like, for myself. Yeah, that's it. Just working for yourself. Like, it's mad how opposed working for yourself is, to be fair. In terms of like what, like, it's why do you have to remind people that like sovereignty exists? It's like everyone just forgot about it, and then like I don't know, fucking weird, man. But I don't know. There's a lot more I could do. Like I even made a fucking Instagram story the other day. I wonder if that's worth screen recording. What what else did I have? I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it there, or I don't know. So I was saying some stuff on my story. Yeah, I think it is quite relevant. To be fair, bear with me.
Last bit is
One
yeah,
second,
literally the way I see it is
Alright, check this because I'm pretty sure this is quite relevant. But yeah, like it depends. I've been having a lot of insights. Like I went through a period of like seeing that the devil was inside instead of outside. But it's weird. Like I have like different flavors to my weeks. Like where like I can fall back asleep and then wake up again. So like I can be focused on metaphysics for ages, and then I can focus on other stuff for ages. I get quite fixated, but I'm gonna leave you with a screen recording. Yeah, this is my Instagram. I'm just gonna let it run from this point forward. It might take a second to catch on because it's kind of in the midst. I was going through loads of topics, but I did definitely land on a solid topic around about here until about the end. So I'll let that run and I'll screen record that, and I might come on and hop on some commentary near the end. Bless. It's on my Instagram.
And that kind of dovetails with some bars that I released the other day. It was if you don't fan your flame, they'll extinguish it. This world's as cold as you let it get.
This is.
If you don't find your flame, they'll extinguish it. This world's as cold as you let it get. If you ain't fans of fame or some demon shit, they're policing it's a pathetic threat. Oh, sufferer, my drive from the hive mind regenerate. My vibes ride by the ley lines, meditate time, it dies and flies by. Never take a hike and high, my light is shining bright. Epic mate, win the fight, I levitate, reaching heights above the sky. Princess stays wise, I'm safe when I'm never late, I hesitate to take my time when writing rhymes, I write what's right. I'm hypnotizing your third eye and I'm making it decalcify in real time. These guys are terrified of what I've realized. I'll hold their feet to the fire, I'll externalize. The devil lose the fight, cause I got angels by my side. They're riding with me till I die, and that is never I decide. That the light, I will never hide. I'll fight till I win the fight. I might grab the kitchen knife and stick it in your eye. You will witness your demise if you piss away your life. I'm twisted in my mind, possessed by paranormal parasites. Viruses that survive in the minds of a host, of a victim, of a meme through the eyes that will rewire via neurolinguistic programming. It's the Truman Show you were in.
You've always got to be breathing life force into your fucking energy field, mate, because it's a matrix, mate, and there's energy attacks 24/7, basically. If you ever lose to, like, self-sabotage or any dark forces in this realm at all, that is an attack. Even the talk I just done then when I said in hindsight that it seemed a bit low vibrational, that's an attack. You've got to raise your frequency and your watts, like a light bulb, you know, depending on how light the light is shining, the light bulb, they call that watts. Like, what watts light bulb is it? You know, you got to turn up your light shining. That's a whole nother conversation, but something that I've been honing in a lot more recently, and it's done a lot for me, and I'm gonna make some videos and teachings and stuff shortly about this new kind of attitude and direction I'm headed in, because it is like a revolution of everything that I've been doing on social media for the past like 2-3 years. I've definitely had a big change and shift in direction, and it's about being strong in your aura and your energy, instead of like saying, oh, I know nothing weaker than myself, but nothing stronger than the grace of the Lord. It's like,
there it is there, look. This is what fucking Illuminati Congo posts. I know nothing weaker than myself, nor anything stronger than the grace of my Lord. Yeah, I get it to an extent, like, I do get it, and I went really hard on this for ages. I was praying loads, but now I'm like switching up where I realise I was praying to the fucking demiurge. Where now what I do is I'll cut a deal. No one rules over me. I'm a sovereign entity, mate. I don't know. We'll get back to that, but yeah, I don't like that because basically this was making me weak. I know nothing weaker than myself. What the fuck? Because what I'm on about here on my Instagram stories, I'm saying about. Yeah, you're going to hear it talk about, and this is a lot of the direction I'm headed in, is especially if these dark forces are what I'm saying they are, etc. It's time for us to get strong. Where yeah, you're going to see me doing yoga and exercising and breath work and shit, because it's time that we build our aura, build our physique, and get our minds sharp, because it's time for battle, because the end days are here, evidently. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about here, you see. But like me, as soon as I stopped praying and reclaimed my sovereignty, and I just prayed to myself instead of the demiurge, or basically like, yeah, I made a video recently called Stop Praying to the Forces That Are Holding You Hostage. Like, I've already spoke about this a lot. Go on my YouTube. There's a very recent video of that nature. I wonder if I can, I don't know if it's on my Rumble. Yeah, I think it's that one. Matrix, Prison, Psychological and Spiritual Warfare Weapon Grid of Indoctrination. If I go on my
This
YouTube.
is irrelevant.
Yeah, like, see, this is the video on my channel trailer.
This is
I
irrelevant.
was so much naiver and, like, I was smiling and laughing, thinking everyone's my mate. But now I realise this is a fucking war. Definitely much more masculine energy, I feel like. I was very, like, kind of feminine and pretty gay at one point. I kind of, like, ignore that. What am I saying? But yeah, again, about the feminization, it's like, maybe it's the atrazine pesticides that we're forced to eat, because there's pollution everywhere. Yeah, so that's that one, but that one I just showed you, the Prison Matrix Psychological Warfare, is actually, on the thumbnail, it says, stop praying to the forces holding you hostage. Reclaim your sovereignty, take back your power, create your own world. If you can see that. Yeah, so as soon as I did that, yeah, and I stopped praying to the fucking demiurge, I think it stopped feeding off of me. I think that's what it is. I think the demiurge was feeding off of me because I kept praying to it. But then basically I cut that off. I reclaimed my sovereignty and just put my energy into my own field as an ego. Because I think half of these spiritual teachings about killing your ego is actually just like a psychological weapon. There's so much garbage spirituality I realise I fell into, like Alan Watts, Ram Dass, Leo Gura, all of this like surface level spirituality. They are good. I do love them. Don't get me wrong. Alan Watts is fucking sick. Leo Gura is pretty fucking sick. You know, not really. He's a fucking archon. He's got archons in him. But yeah, a lot of them are sick, but a lot of them are flawed in a lot of ways as well. Like Ram Dass, even though he got kicked out of Harvard for taking LSD, like he was like doing a fucking project with the World Health Organization, I think. And then he's like, yeah, he's like on about how sick the people are. He's like on about the suffering of how sick everyone is around him, but he's like has no idea that the food is making them sick, and he's like busy practicing detachment. Meanwhile, he keeps giving his dying people milkshakes for breakfast because everyone just has no idea. So what's the balance, you see? If you just go into no mind, then you won't fucking realise that you're being fucked over. There's definitely not much cognition. There's not much recognition of your enslavement if you're in no mind. Maybe that's the only way out of the prison. It's ironic. It's like Payday Monsanto's got this tune. It's like talking about portable prisons following you around, but the portable prison is actually the lens of believing that you're in a prison. If you just stop listening to that neurolinguistic programming and just go into non-duality, then you can just escape the prison through the eye of a needle via ego death. But I think that's bollocks, and that is too much to ask. So I'm gonna just slay the Archons and take over the world with my tribe. Thank you very much. Anyway, check this.
That kind of dovetail. That's a whole other conversation, but something that I've been honing in a lot more recently, and it's
done a lot for me, and I'm gonna make some videos and teachings and stuff shortly about this new kind of attitude and direction I'm headed in, because it is like a revolution of really of everything that I've been doing on social media for the past like 2-3 years, I've definitely had a big change and shift in direction. And it's about being strong in your aura and your energy, instead of like saying, oh, I know nothing weaker than myself, but nothing stronger than the grace of the Lord. It's like, fuck the demiurge, I'm strong. And you literally just like expand your energy and affirm that you are a sovereign being, and like, yeah, stop getting run down by the matrix, because this environment is trying to decrease your vibration so that it can fucking infect you, but you've got to do breath work and oppose all of the dark forces in this place. It's very intuitive though. It doesn't really require no like fucking fairy tale storytelling of religion and shit like that. It's literally just like you understand directly yourself as a sovereign entity, and then you protect your energy, and that's it. But it can be very spiritual as well though, because you have to be, of course you have to be attuned to the matrix and things, you have to be awake. But yeah, that's it. It's about like instead of praying to God or praying to a God, it's like, nah, I am God. You are the center of the power, and you are the absolute authority. And like taking back your sovereignty feels very intuitively powerful, and it's very deep. It's changed the whole name of the game for me, like, swear down. Like, it focuses on like strength and resilience holistically, of like how much can you overcome, in a way of every obstacle can make you stronger with this attitude. And yeah, it's about, yeah, resilience. I really like this word. It's like, if life is trying to beat you down, how much can you take, and how much can you oppose, and how much can you still overcome? And yeah, just strength. Like, I really value the words strength and resilience a lot more than I did. Like, I didn't realize how weak my energy field was in a way, and that leaves you exposed to energy attacks and of the matrix and stuff. But yeah, it's about like reclaiming your sovereignty and your personal like strength and resilience within yourself as a sovereign entity, and just feeling strong. That's a lot of what it's about. Like, instead of love and light teachings, I think that is just a core pillar. Like, obviously it's not only about being strong, it's like a hodgepodge mixed bag. It's a balance of all the teachings in a way. But yeah, I feel like you need this, like regardless of if you've got everything else, it's like, I feel like this is like non-negotiable in a way. Be a strong person, physically, mentally, and be a resilient person. Like masculine kind of ideals of just like, know yourself, know your values, know your integrity, clean your mind, clean your body, get strong, stand by your values with integrity, and just guard your sovereignty and live cleanly in alignment with integrity, and no one can tell you shit as soon as you get all that on lock. I'll leave it there. Again, these are like demos and snippets of like the actual teachings, and like that's what I said, like a lot of what I've done is just proof of concept. But like, I'm gonna look back at everything I've ever done, all of these demos and snippets and that, and then I'm gonna like compile it all into a catalogue, and then like rehash it all as a proper product instead of these on a whim half-baked things. And that goes for everything I was just speaking about. But yeah, like, just a final comment on that last bit is, yeah, literally the way I see it is, this is the matrix, and you got to understand that you can actually feel and intuit energy harvesting in a way, or for communication purposes at least. There's certain concepts I got familiar with that completely changed my perspective and my lens on reality, and I now see this realm as full of energy attacks, where it can be anything, like culturally as well, how Babylon and this culture is trying to shut us down with poisonous food, etc. That is an energy attack. If you get depressed, you're losing the battle. They want you to get depressed. That was the plan. That's why they've got the fucking medical industry, the big pharma and that, with the fucking fake antidepressants and that. But this is how I've come to see like my life in a way. It's like, I know that society is dark. I know there's dark forces out here, it's evident. Look at the wage slavery in China, let alone over here. People are literally dying because they're being forced to overwork for the smallest amount of money, the smallest wage, yeah. So I don't need to know whether to tell me I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist, because it's not a belief, mate. You just look at the poverty across the world. That's the only fucking conspiracy I need to know what I know. And I look at these dark forces in the world, and I look at me and us lot incarnating into this realm, seemingly against our will, or so it seems from our ego's perspective at the minute, yeah. And I look at these dark forces and I think I will never give up, and I'm never gonna let this place fucking let me get depressed or run down. It does happen, but that is me falling into their trap, don't you see? They want you depressed, they want you defeated, because they want control. So every time you cave in on a bad habit or an addiction, if you fucking release your seed and watch porn and shit, and might sound funny to some of you, man, who ain't familiar, but like, get this, if you stop fucking masturbating and fucking throwing away your semen, yeah, you become much more powerful. You do. And what has this culture got all of the youth doing from day one? It's like they've broadcasting porn to fucking children, literally. Like, it's literally fucking plastered all over the internet and all of the social media, mate. And it's like, they're weakening you, bro. Like, they've literally like completely threw out like all traditional values and like that have been based on scriptures and wisdom from the beginning of time, yeah. This degeneracy is eroding everything, yeah. So like, every time if you release your seed, yeah, you're weakening your aura, you're losing to the Matrix, bro. They're broadcasting that on purpose to weaken you. They're preying on the weakness, bro. That's it, bro. It's like all of the food. I don't give a fuck. Like, this place is literally trying to kill everybody, and it's evident, yeah, because I don't need no one to fucking tell me shit, because when you wake the fuck up, yeah, and stop being brainwashed, half of it's not even spirituality awakening, yeah. A lot of it is about this conspiratorial shit, because it's evident, fam, if you just become directly conscious that there are forces in this place that have actually enslaved generations of your ancestors, all of the food is polluted and the world is in poverty and in fear, that's evidently dark forces that I will oppose. And that's it. And yeah, that's what I mean. You just got to look at the food. It's like, it fucking, excuse me, bro, you're actually gonna like have this whole place in poverty, and then like, there are some places, yeah, where Coca-Cola is cheaper than water, bro. That's intentional, fam. It's literally a fucking hijack. And that ain't no different from over here to an extent, yeah. It's like, yeah, they will sell you poison cheaper than they'll sell you health. Yeah, like this Coca-Cola thing, they turned up, yeah, this Coca-Cola corporation, they turned up and they like stole everything, yeah, basically. And there's documentaries you can find of this, and now the people, all of the people on this land, like, the only financial opportunity is to work for this evil poisonous corporation as Coca-Cola, and that's like the only way out of the ghetto, basically, is if you work for Coca-Cola, sell your soul to Coca-Cola, they'll give you Coca-Cola so you can survive. Obviously that will make you sick, and they might give you some money and shit as well, but then the Coca-Cola is actually cheaper than the water, and Coca-Cola is the one who actually extracted all of the water and created this monopoly to begin with. And shit like that is going on everywhere, bro. It's not just, yeah, think about them, man, who are getting depressed over there and that, or like there's farmers that are like committing suicide full blast. One recently, actually, because of the new budget in Britain or something, like, so everyone's getting fucked over by the system, evidently. And obviously this can get you energetically run down, yeah, and depressed, and can potentially, if it gets despairing enough, can lead to suicide, yeah. But you've got to oppose this, yeah. It's like, are you actually going to let these men onto your land and let them enslave your family and your ancestors for generations, yeah? Poison everyone you know, literally beyond murder, mate. It's literally war crimes, yeah? And you're going to let these war criminals get you down bad and then get depressed, yeah? Yeah, you should be fucking depressed because this is a real situation, bro. They are poisoning you. All your food is fucking full of toxins, mate. And you were raised on toxins, bro. You were given fucking... They didn't even know they were poisoning you, bro. Look at the shit that's in your fizzy drinks, bro. It's got aspartame that's eroding your brain, bro. So that's what it is. It's like... Are you gonna let this monopoly defeat you? Nah, bro. This is spiritual war, fam. They want you defeated, fam. They want you shut down, bro. Clearly, look at this fucking place. You can feel it energetically, bro. When you leave the Matrix, bro, you get fed by the earth and by the spirit and by the fuck, because you're actually on the land, bro. You're getting fed through your fucking feet because you're fucking actually touching the fucking earth. And people around here think that's cringe or whatever. You man are fucking brainwashed. Don't you realise you have no free will? You are an absolute victim to social engineering. You have been programmed. You don't even have a divine spark, bro. You're literally like turned into a cog in a machine, and you're willing to fucking sell yourself to the devil for survival, bro. Nah, fuck the devil. And don't let them tell you either that the devil is only inside, because a lot of the devil is outside. Of course there's devil inside as well, but you can't be gaslit by fucking, especially about these spiritual teachings like, oh, the only devil is within. I'm not fucking so sure about that, mate. That's what they would love you to believe, hey? So you don't go find them, you know? Well, I don't care, bro, because this victim mentality stuff can be so gaslighting. It's like, ask yourself if you're a victim. Did you ask to incarnate or what? It might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. And we've got to learn to help ourselves. Anyway, that's it. The system wants you defeated. The system wants you addicted, dumbed down, weak as fuck, with no sovereignty. So what you have to do is, it's evident what the system's plan is, yeah? You know where they want you, clearly, because you've learned their intention. Something recently, and that was really wise. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, if you learn to like suss out, like, or find out what your opposition's intentions are, if the Matrix is trying to fuck us up, right? Alright, fair play. But then you can look at all of the ways that it's trying to fuck you up and directly oppose all of them and say, I will be 1 in a million that ain't gonna fall into your fucking trap, bro. I'm not going to the doctors when your food makes me fucking ill. I'm not going to eat your poison. I'm not going to let your poison make me ill. And then I'm not going to go to your fake fucking doctors to get your fake medicine and walk off the cliff with the fucking herd of sheep that is this culture, bro. No, I'm not going to get a fucking disease working a corporate wage slavery for fucking peanuts. No, I ain't, bro. You're trying to force me into this system since I was a fucking kid, bro. How did any of us deserve that, bro? We're kids, bro. Don't you fucking understand that? Yeah, it is your responsibility, bro, but don't be gaslit by this fucking system, mate. Medicine is illegal. The education system is teaching lies. They don't know shit, bro. The teachers are all fucking traumatized themselves, bro. And it's like, are you a victim or not? It's your responsibility. It might not be your fault, but like, get this, bro. A lot of people have had it a lot worse than you. I get that, but that's not a reason to not want more, yeah. It's like, bro, you were forced into prison from day one, bro. And a lot of people around you might not even told you, bro. That's what makes me angry. It's like, a lot of these men actually knew about the corruption when I was a kid. But no one told me this place was corrupt, bro. They just wanted me to get in line. I'm fucking angry, bro, because these people owe me, fam. Because they stole my whole fucking life from me, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? They've stripped down this whole place and trampled on all the community, mate, and made it a fucking artificial wealth extraction grid. Where's the community? Where's the fucking food that we're growing, bro? It's facts, though. Like, there's this song by Alice Clay, yeah, and like one thing she says, yeah, it's called Things We Need to Discuss, this song, yeah. She's like, yeah, we're all working for this money and it's worth nothing. How about we come out our efforts and try and build something? I'm sure you got a skill, something you can do. You can trade it for whatever you needed, and that's true. If we could grow our own food and build our own houses, instead we give away our power to the middleman. It's like, the middleman. Who's this middleman who claims to own this land? It's like, why are we working for money? Why don't we work for our fucking selves? Do you think, like, bro, money is an illusion, bro, and this is one of the biggest cognito hazards going. It's like, if we all collectively realise that money is an illusion, we just stop participating. And that is how you win over this system, bro, is you stop participating in this fucking slave matrix game of lies, bro. It's so evident, bro. Grow your own food, claim your sovereignty, and fucking close the door on this fucking toxic, parasitical poison matrix, bro. This is like that thing about the money being a cognito hazard, right? Or somewhat like dangerous information is oh shit, 1 second, hold on. Yeah, get this, yeah. So money, right? Money. Here's the biggest error going in. Here's humanity's error, right? This is how you get enslaved, bro. Is when, right, money seems like a useful thing, maybe, right? It's like an IOU, they call it. Seems like an innovation once upon a time. Oh, we moved from bartering and trading, and now we've got these abstract symbols of money, these IOUs, where, like, you know, we've like changed the trading and bartering system. Now we've got these symbols, right? It can seem like an innovation on the surface, yeah, but these symbols are actually owned by the government, bro. And it's like you've literally swapped, like all wealth and currency is in the government's hand because they dictate the value of the pound. And when inflation's getting like, so like everyone's working for money now instead of working for themselves. But the money is owned by who? Like, why do we outsource all of our sovereign power to the system? It's so evident, bro. Like, how can they have the value of, like, get this here, there's again, it's not a conspiracy, bro, let's go find out. I heard about this one old boy in China, yeah. He was working this corporate wage slavery his whole life, and he made like an escape plan. He saved just enough money, yeah, after years and years of labouring, and then by the time he actually got to his money, it was worth nothing because of inflation, basically. It's a trap, bro. You're literally born into a trap. It's fucking evident. It's mad. You must have chose this incarnation behind the scenes, or something's got to make up for this, because how is it that someone can just incarnate in Gaza? It just seems like the biggest joke ever. Oh shit, should we go that way? But yeah, just contemplate that money thing for yourself at least. It's like, yeah, like, why does everyone work for money? And yeah, I'm like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's, yeah, it's like, why don't we work for ourselves on our own land and stuff to an extent? I get, like, if we can trust the government, then fair enough, but obviously we can't, because they locked down the whole fucking planet and mandated poison. But yeah, it's, we need to reclaim sovereignty. That's a lot of what it is, like, we've given away our power, and now we're perpetuating the technologies that we've invented, basically. And you become a slave to, like, well, you just become a slave. Come on, Lee. Yeah, it just keeps you so disconnected, though, like the money, because like it's so abstract. It's like like some of these jobs I've had as well, and this dovetails of, like, if you dig yourself into a deep hole or a rut, it can become ever increasingly harder to dig yourself out of it, and that's like the danger zone, where you might just go off the deep end forever if you're not careful. But yeah, it's, some of these jobs, yeah, these days, because you're barely allowed to work for cash in hand. But like, yeah, it's like, I've had a job before, yeah, and like from the day I started working there, it took me 6 weeks, a month and a half, to even get my first paycheck, right? And that's another facet of how it disconnects you. It's like you're working for money that's coming in 6 weeks, and then you'll get the money in the bank, and then you go and buy the food from whoever, and it's all polluted. Like, and yeah, like, it's all about sovereignty a lot as well. Like, with the COVID lockdowns and that, a lot of people didn't have a choice but to just, you know, like, people's freedoms literally just got took away from them in the name of, you know, they say no crisis should go to waste. The leaders, so-called leaders. But But yeah, just see how the money kind of like makes everything kind of abstract and distant in a way, where, yeah, like, this is why, like, I love this rapper called Payday Monsanto, and it's just a funny name. It's like, Payday Monsanto. Monsanto is the people who owns all of the food, these corporations that have, like, created an absolute monopoly and wealth disparity on all of the food production. So it's all, like, genetically modified and sprayed with toxic pesticides that everyone's eating all the time. But yeah, like, you can work for money, but it's such a disconnect, you see. You work for a corporation to get paid in 1 month's time on payday, and then it goes into the digital wallet, and then you go into the shop and you buy the food. It's like, instead of working and disconnecting our sovereignty, why don't we just work for ourselves? It's fucking incredible to me how much brainwashing there is. Like, that's the maddest thing to me, is like, you can slip back into indoctrination subtly, where, like, a lot of people think that this place and this way of living is normal, like this society is normal. Yeah, a lot of people are like, if you oppose the system, they're like, what are you gonna do then, just live in a tent? It's like, the idea that I even need to defend sovereignty at all is like, just shows how enslaved and brainwashed everyone is. It's like, when did working for yourself over working for the system become such a distant idea? It's like, hey, how about we work for ourselves instead of working for money? And then everyone's like, how are you going to do that? Go live in a tent? The people become that brainwashed that they're just like completely disconnected from working for yourself and your own tribe, instead of outsourcing it to the system with this like enforced confusion. Like, why is working for yourself such a distant and abstract idea? That should be how it is. That's intuitively how it should be. A lot of people will just go like, oh, well, nice pipe dream, but unfortunately one person can't change the world. You are the problem if you're the one saying that. These people, like, it kills me. I don't know why everyone has this program, but they're like, well, sounds nice, but unfortunately the system's too big. Yeah, that don't mean I'm gonna let it fucking steal my soul, bro. I'll fight to the end, even if it's a hopeless cause. I don't care. But it depends, man, because I was listening to some like-minded podcasts and they were like, you know, we can't save this realm. Let them have it. Let the Archons have this dungeon. I don't know. But look, maybe you can relieve the soul of some of this pain. If you can create a good foundation for the next generation, maybe they can have a better time. But that is a lot of how trauma plays a role and creates life purpose. I often say, I don't remember where I got that from, but yeah, like, say if you went through some like major hardship in your youth, it then becomes your job to ensure that that does not happen to another innocent soul, you see, where it can become kind of selfless in a way, but who knows, it could be a selfish reason for being selfless, because who knows, you may end up reincarnating as these future souls. So it's actually like the only thing to do is like try your best to do your best and make this place as warm as possible, make it less cold, because who knows, you could incarnate as a future soul in this realm once again. And how do you want to find this place for yourself? If this is how you left it for yourself, this is what you're having to deal with, and that's karma. Yeah, not even if you reincarnate again, or maybe you incarnated them, I don't know, time is kind of an illusion, so it's kind of tricky business, but yeah, it's just, you know, if you're born into like a shitty situation, and you know, it can feel like you're a victim from that perspective, did you ask to be born? You know, if you're born into poverty or a war zone, when you mature in that and you like think about it, you'll like be like, damn, like I would never want another soul to go through this. So it becomes then your job to relieve that situation or relieve the poverty. if you were born into poverty and you had to deal with the demons and the trauma that comes with poverty, then you can be intrinsically motivated based on what you went through to relieve poverty for any other souls that may incarnate into it. Like, people often say, like, oh, I would never wish that on my worst enemy. But people can still go through stuff that they wouldn't wish on their worst enemy. So you can go through something like that, and then it can become, like, intuitively, like, you would never want anybody to go through something like that. So then it becomes naturally, like, your job to do your best to, like, ensure that that doesn't continue. That's it. If you didn't enjoy poverty, if you don't enjoy being a wage slave, well, why don't you try and innovate a change so that the humans that are inevitably being born into this world in real time right now, whether or not that's an illusion, that doesn't matter. It's like, do you want them to be born into poverty? Because if you don't stop it, who's going to? But that's it. Like, you can be born into poverty and you can be hating it and complaining about it potentially, but are you going to let it continue? And, like, you know, if you feel you didn't deserve to be born into poverty, then why should anybody else deserve to be born into poverty? Won't they feel the same pain and hardship as you? So why don't you then make it your life purpose based on your trauma and your life story? Oh, I went through this, and it naturally does that. People do that, you know. They could, like, that's how it goes. Like, for example, this one lady, for lack of a better example, like, she realised her child was full of heavy metals. So she actually researched, detoxed her child, and now she has a business, you see. So that's like, it naturally happens like that. You encounter problems in your life, like trauma, you overcome them, and then sell the solution. Well, not inherently sell the solution, but... And that is how you can use, like, all the adversity and the obstacles in your life as, you know, you can turn it into a business. That's what these personal development channels do. They they're in a bad place in their life, and then they crawl and work themselves out of this bad place, and then they actualize themselves, get themselves into a much better place, and then they are valid to turn on the camera and go, yo guys, here's my story. If you're lucky enough to record parts of it and that, there you go. And then you're like, you actually have the authority to, like, tell someone. So there you go. Like, if you experience poverty yourself, you know what it's like, and then you can become a vessel to relieve that in a way. I don't know, that was a super fat rant, but I will rehash it and actually actualize it properly and deliver it better in the future. But yeah, don't know, said a lot of stuff there. Yeah, don't let the system run you down, don't be defeated, get back in touch with your sovereignty, and it's just in your DNA. You don't need to listen to anyone, you can just find the answers within. But yeah, that's it. And yeah, the trauma life purpose thing is like, yeah, like me personally, like, I've had a lot of problems with my posture because I neglected my physique when I was growing up, because I was just on a computer for my childhood, like isolated, yeah, going to school, working my wage slave job, and then my evening would consist of staring at a fucking screen, isolated in a grid of poverty poison while I'm disassociated. That is what most of y'all have had for your upbringing, to be honest. But yeah, that's it, you see. And then I ended up having trouble with my posture because of this lifestyle of I can't be a victim to it either. Like, there was times when, like, my dad would invite me to the gym and I'd rather just, like, be lazy and, like, play some video game. So there you go. I mean, it's my fault, but at least I can talk about this now, you see. Oh, here's the mistake I made. I spent too much time on the computer, hunched over at my desk. Now I've got problems with my posture. Oh, this has been giving me pain for years and years. Like, and then if I can overcome this, which I'm in the process of doing, and document that, and then I can be valid as a teacher, you see. I went through this problem with my posture. Can anyone relate? Hey, here's how I solved it. Come listen to me, I'll tell you how I overcome that. And then through that, you can fucking discover loads of friends, like-minded people, a like-minded community you get involved with, you know, like with addiction recovery. Like, addiction can be a blessing in disguise. How so? It's like you could be severely addicted, yeah, and it seems like the end of the world. Like, oh, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, yeah, but I often find with enough time, most burdens are actually blessings in disguise. It's like, oh, you could be struggling with an addiction or something, yeah, and it seems bad on the surface, but who knows what that could lead to in the future. But you could end up in some, like, you know, you could end up getting coaching off of somebody and then go into like a physical place, and you could end up meeting, you know, you could end up making friends with people who have gone through a similar struggle, and you might end up finding like a lifelong partner through that. Like, if you find a soul who's also gone through similar hardship, that might be something that you can bond over, you see. And you might just meet the person who completely changes your life just through that, through the butterfly effect.
Mental health and depression, their side effects of living in an evil society. Or maybe you've been binging every weekend and taking loads of drugs. You need to go away and learn about sobriety. It takes a big amount of willpower quitting your addictions, but do it for yourself. My sixth sense is tingling, something's not right. No, I can feel it in my belly, and it's not nice. Fuck up health scene, I'd rather have some frostbite, cause they're injecting everyone with graphene oxide, and graphene oxide reacts with different frequencies. It's a digital...
It is psychological war.
I was meant to play this one earlier, but I accidentally played the wrong one. This was meant to be the first tune. Here you go.
Coming up from the underground, busting like a thundercloud. If you were wondering, well, you ain't gotta wonder now. Times may change and the music may change, but my soul gonna rock the same. Light to all areas in the age of Aquarius. Got the aim of a quadruple Sagittarius. Straight to the heart, half from the start, and I think I finally tapped a vein. Let the truth flow now, let that old story go now. It's your life, so you'll take control. Now you have a right to your sovereignty, and you are not property. You are a seed of divinity, a piece of infinity, unique form of life force energy. You have the power of God within you, and some have tried to keep from you the truth of your power. But my, how the times have changed. Truth is out, veils have been lifted. This earth is not the same. You have the power, and these are the winds of change. Truth is out, veils have been lifted. This earth is not the same. We are now entering the age of the great remembering, receiving codes that we haven't seen in centuries, since the dark ages of the Inquisition, of which now we live the repercussions. Global genocide of magic people and their languages, driven underground to escape the anguish and to protect the last of the sacred scrolls before the missionaries took hold with their institutions of rape and indoctrination forced upon entire populations. Now let's fast forward 8 generations and reflect upon our current situation. Mass awakening due to a sudden flood of information, rocking this reality's foundation. You are a co-creator on this wheel of co-creation. You're magic, so let's have that conversation. The truth of your power. My, how the times have changed. Truth is out, veils have been lifted. This earth is not the same. You have the power, and these are the winds of change. Truth is out, veils have been lifted. This earth is not the same. We walk among snakes as well as angels and oracles. Lots of devastation, but there's also daily miracles. The metaphysical coming into the forefront. Critical, we understand we're all one. Moving as a wave, we change the fabric of reality. Together we're weaving a magic tapestry, each thread with its own purpose and place. Behold the story we create. We are a core foundational piece of this eclectic galactic melting pot that's been affected by a select few, forcing their view upon the rest. So I suggest we all break through. Global reset in effect on a phase 2. Let's do what we came here to do. Never underestimate the strength within you. You're mighty and it's time you knew the truth of your power. My, how the times have changed. Truth is out, veils have been lifted. This earth is not the same. You have the power, and these are the winds of change. truth is out. Veils have been lifted, this earth is not the same.
I feel the system's telling me lies, all the time, wolves in a sheep's disguise. Following the rules would not be wise. Once you realize these guys have eyes on another prize, our freedom into control with a promise of safety to lead them. Don't go giving away your rights to the darkness. Fear is the energy that feeds them. You can't believe them, never tell lies. So much practice, so many tries over their lives. To all the darkest deeds have ties. Hands in with market demons rise. Start all the wars and they fund both sides. Don't give a fuck how many people dies. Burn the flag of freedom but it still flies. I'll always be the soul that defies. Life wasn't supposed to be this way. All of the evil in life, they prey on the weakness, try to lead them astray. And I pray to see the day, I know it will come. All of the evil we will overcome. Everybody realize they are one in the dark, get blazed by the light of the sun.
Blazed by the light of the sun, dark forces run. Everybody overcome that fear, that's that food they want. Protect your mind, rule number one. See them guys, they control everyone with fake money and military guns. Walk that trail, who's feeding the funds? A few families, now I just wanna ask, are you done yet? Say bye-bye and they won't return like a sunset. Raise that energy up, now there's no stress. They want that three-course meal, I don't consent. Nope, I don't consent. Take my light to the dark with my content. These guys pulling them lights, yeah, we're on them. Collective consciousness gonna stop them.
Life wasn't supposed to be this way. All of the evil in life, they prey on the weakness, try to lead them astray. And I pray to see the day, I know it will come. All of the evil we will overcome. Everybody realize they are one in the dark, get blazed by the light of the sun. Blazed by the light of the sun, change form like the sky when the night has begun. Wage war on the lights of the night, everyone our right to be free on the land that we're on. They say we have to pay these taxes daily, so the masses can live safely. But the fact is that shit's mainly for buying weapons and controlling the mainstream. Things ain't quite how they may seem, time to wake from a daydream. No more sleeping, playtime's over, evil's creeping, best you know the way to protect yourself like a spiritual soldier. The light team of life enrolled you, standing strong like a mighty boulder. That's really a chip from a titan shoulder.
Stand on the side of a mountain, but really it's an ancient tree. Ancient wisdom flow through the spiritual sight, now the wisdom flow through me. My palm an 8-ton stone, now I'm grounded, roots deep into the scene. Look to the past, ain't gotta look far, we have godlike technology. It's been stolen, time that we get it back, get down to the facts, open your minds. You know that you're in a trap, we can't get us out, it's that time. I don't do what I do for the likes of the views, I do it to open up your mind. I don't do what I do for the likes of the views, I do it to expose them lies.
Life wasn't supposed to be this way. All of the evil in life, they prey on the weakness, try to lead them astray. And I pray to see the day, I know it will come. All of the evil we will overcome. Everybody realize they are one in the dark, get blazed by the light of the sun.
And using you to do that. This industry is full of wickedness. Black magic, evil frequencies. I hope that you can witness this. When we unite, we will finish this. When we unite, we will send them back to where they came from. Jump in an ice bath, pump some weights, better know that I keep my mind strong. Ready for the war, ready for the devilish force, yeah, that's my forte. Spiritual foreplay, devilish force, I'm knocking at your doors, mate. Flowmatic, Michael D'Souza, MC words on a beat, that's heat. Mainstream artists all wanna arsenic, selling their souls for the P. I'll drop your skull and then cross these bones. Got about 4, 3, 2 ways that I'll be sending you home. Don't wanna invite me to the banquet, cause they know that I know. They know that I know that I'm sent here to send tunes to your dome. Fuck that negative bullshit, not gonna fall for it. Third eye open, it won't ever close. Man, I rise with the team, CRC gonna balance them scales, then we prevail, musically getting us out of the hell. I'm not gonna be lured into a contract already signed, man, I fight for the light. It's clear to see so many have lost their mind. Sacrificing time, sacrificing life. This industry is run by the devil, that's why. This industry is full of wickedness. Black magic, evil frequencies. I hope that you can witness this. When we unite, we will finish this.
Finish it when? Finish it now. Give way to the old, make way for the new. Western civilization is brainwashed. Wait, just let me explain on a tune. Light to the dark is a full-blown trade-off. They get paid off, fame is abused. Then their tune gets played on a radio. Vocal spells sent straight to the youth. Making a youth, thinking a way different to before they heard that music. Media focusing deeper on sex and shanks, hardcore drug usage. Melody should be an art, vocals uplifting, therapeutic. Children listening, feel them glistening. Not if the lyricist is deluded. Conscious lyricism is transmuted. I'll tap mute on a tune by gangs. Conscious rapper community, rapping is suiting me. That told you my plan. Rap is amazing if done right, but why do they lie like scams? Messages enter developing minds. It could be the formula for better man. Talking of liars in rap, most other music genres are not true. Based on a negative vibe in tune with subliminal messages given in pop tunes. Once you reach that stage, you've sold your soul and the devil has got you. Right in your face, won't say no name, but just like going on stage in a devilish costume.
This industry is full of wickedness. Black magic, evil frequencies. I hope that you can witness this. When we unite, we will finish this.
The whole place wicked like witches, musical business, industry sickness, dark and twisted. Notice celebrity clones and switches, zone to the frequencies of mischief. 440 hertz enlisted, black magic and the arts are mystic. Subconsciously programming your mind, and you probably missed it. Day after day, radio plays inside of your brain, material gain inside of your brain. The radio plays day after day, material gains. The radio plays inside of your brain, day after day, material gains. They say to be chasing ethereal planes is the space I'm facing, moving free of my step, no tracing. Conscious thoughts every day I'm placing. A monstrous force here needs be erasing. Standing strong with our light, we face him. Heartbeat racing. Wicked with power I hold. Restricted in love, disconnected from soul. The money, the riches, the gold. Only illusion world you control, it will all be dissolved. All gets dissolved like ego. See how deep we go inside the lines. Connected like minds. I'm cerebral. Dr. X ain't got a thing upon me though. Power of mind amplified when I breathe. So spiritual warfare as above, so below. The power of light will win the battle of a dark I've seen so, and that's cause we know.
This industry is full of wickedness. Black magic, evil frequencies. I hope that you can witness this. When we unite, we will finish 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 this.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and in a world we can't see.
I'll end it there, but yeah, I just see this. I was just going through my... yeah, that's what I was working for. But yeah, so 2 years ago, you can see there at the top, it says Snapchat memory, 2 years ago today. This is the 2nd of December 2021, so I believe like in the midst of COVID, yeah. So yeah, I was working at this job, yeah, full time, again, it was a 9 to 5. This is the same job that I had the Wage Slave Awakening. But yeah, like, so just as I was going through my awakening, so this happened to me. I was employed, right? I had a job that was like, it wasn't just like a hopping from job to job. This was I was here for like nearly a year. I had a forklift license exclusively from this place. They paid to train me on a forklift, and I was working there from 17 till 19, I think. And I was really friendly, and I really tried, and I really, really did care about this job. I wasn't a dickhead, I swear down. I did unpaid overtime to try my absolute best to impress the boss and that, because, I mean, I wasn't awake at this point, to be fair. But yeah, my boss was weird as well. He was like saying that he likes what they do in China. I don't know if he was possessed by an Archon, but he's like, yeah, we should do the facial recognition, get it all over here. He's telling me, I was like, what? It's like he's just taking a piss. But yeah, so I was at this job, and then like literally when the COVID thing happened, yeah, when I didn't get the injection, like all of my colleagues made me an enemy. Like everyone, like even my dad turned on me, because I was chilling with my dad quite a lot these days. I don't talk to him no more, because he's brainwashed by the Matrix and he doesn't see that. For example, when this COVID stuff was going down, me and him was living in some hotel temporarily, because he had left his missus and took me with him, and we was like basically like being homeless, and like the government accommodated us in some travel like lodge hotel thing. So we was eating pot noodles and shit with the kettle and that, because that's all we had. And my dad would force me to put the hand sanitizer on my hands every time I went in and out of this hotel because it was in the midst of COVID, yeah. But I'm not allowed to say that word, I forgot. But it's alright because I've cast a spell and I'll meditate more on it as it's uploading. But there's no way I'm going to let Babylon remove this video because I've energetically sealed that with my words because I'm sovereign and I'm powerful. But yeah, I'll play this clip. But yeah, all my colleagues just, they were like, oh, you're killing people who can't do anything about it. I kid you not. This was my honest reaction. I went into the toilet and I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, all of my colleagues were frying me. They were all trying to get me to get this injection, which is proven to be poison now, evidently. My boss told me that I could get sacked from my job if I don't get the jab. They told me that I could get sacked. And I literally I've sent messages to to my fucking colleague not even that long ago. I'm like, hey, did you, like, how do you feel about it? Did you ever realize? Let's try find it. I think she blocked me because I kept sending her conspiracies, because I send everyone conspiracies because everyone needs to wake the fuck up. Yeah, I sent a 2-minute voice note the other day to this colleague. Let's play it, because this is the one who was gaslighting me at this job. It was like not even that long ago. I asked her if she'd realised yet. Last she saw was my Payday Monsanto smart grid. Tell me I'm dreaming. But yeah, I'll play this and then I'll play this video and then I'm gonna end this recording. Alright, let's see what I said. Ignore me, yeah, I'm just curious if you clocked yet, like, the indoctrination. I wonder if you woke up to it yet, or if you're still, like, in denial. So it's never too late, you know, but yeah, I'm just curious, because, like, it's so blatant how full of fuckery the COVID stuff was. And I was just reflecting on, like, how you and everyone in my workplace, like, gaslit me and tried to make me feel bad and stuff for not getting injected with poison. So I just wonder if you are ready to admit, if you're humble enough to just look at the facts, as you like to say. Even the science is backing it up these days. So yeah, I wonder if you're strong enough to admit that you was wrong yet. An apology could be cool as well, because all of you man fried me hard because you all wanted me to get injected with poison, and you were basically trying to get me to feel bad and having arguments with me. I was getting threatened to lose my job, etc. So you, my friend, was a prime example of perpetuating the propaganda. So basically the government via the media are programming you and everyone around you. So half of the conversations you have are actually just being programmed through you, like through the TV, where it's like your opinions are actually being given to you by a totalitarian government. So who actually are you? Because your beliefs have been hijacked and social engineering. Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder if you can see it yet. Just loads of people. I just find it strange how the whole world went insane and then just forgot about it immediately, as if, like, what the fuck's going on here? Some Archon Matrix business, mate.
I just don't want it. This world is honestly so fucking stupid. This world is honestly so fucking stupid. I can't even stomach it.
Like, I just had a fucking massive rant and argument with essentially everybody at my work over the fucking vaccine because I don't want it and that's not good enough. They're like, it's selfish, you're killing everyone. Fuck off, please. My only point is I don't want it because I don't want it.
I don't really have a reason. I just don't want it because I don't want to be involved in the whole thing because it's confusing and I don't care. But everyone else's perspective is we should make it a mandatory vaccine to save lives. I don't know. I don't want it. Leave me alone. Why? My perspective doesn't infringe on anybody's freedom. If you want to get the vaccine or whatever, that's fine, it doesn't matter. But if I don't want it, you should just allow that as well. But it's not allowed. Literally everyone is fucking attacking me all the fucking time because I don't want it. What's so difficult? I don't fucking want it, leave me alone. They'll tell me it's selfish and I'm killing people that can't do anything about it. There's a lot of different ways that we can approach this virus and protecting people. But people are just so fucking thick and programmed by the TV. And I'm not just chatting shit, it's fucking real. People are fucking stupid. Makes me very angry. Yes, the vaccine works, I get that, yes. It probably wouldn't make that much of a difference to me, I guess. But I don't care about the facts or anything. The bottom line is, I don't want it, that should be fine. But that's not okay with people, I must get it. My perspective doesn't refute or anything. You're fucking shit. I'm self-actualized. I've got actual eyes. Listen, it's factual, guys. I don't fuck with ideologies, I fuck with making lots of peace. I don't fuck with ecstasy, I fuck with DMT and LSD. Me. 5-MeO and LSD, that's the kind of shit for me. Keep your synthetics away from me, blah 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 blah. I feel light night because I always want more, it's never enough. All I see is NPCs dependent on the evil system. This is how I'm living G societies in open prison. I don't fuck with ideologies or ecstasy. That shit to me is forbidden.
Hell yes, mate. Is that it? Should I part ways now? Yeah, I'll leave you with this. A very short clip. And I'm gonna cut it off. You'll have to go find it. Oh yeah, one thing that's important, yeah, that I need to say is, for real people, I need to figure out a way out of this matrix, yeah. So I'm gonna start up some form of like some coaching or something in terms of like I need to try and like get in a better community with my followers and fucking potentially make some money. So I was thinking about this for a long time because I'm in quite a tight financial situation because of the slave matrix of artificial poverty, which I'll play a tune by Payday Monsanto called Abolish Poverty just to end it. But my friend actually posted this year and it reminded me like yeah, it's a local spiritual friend and she started it's like a spirituality business in a way where like you know, I don't know, just yeah, she's selling digital and physical products. It's called Escape the Collective, you see. And I commented, I was like, I just said, rate the sovereign dollar making. But yeah, that's it. I want to get on something like that. I've been thinking about it for a strong minute. But yeah, I need to make some money in that. So I'm gonna create like more private communities and hopefully set up some value exchange. It would really mean the world if you guys would help me do that. But I'll make a more extensive video about it in the future. But yeah, that's it's what this guy does. He has like he has spiritual teachings, but then he has like a school behind the scenes where you might pay a little bit. But I mean, what goes around comes around, and like you know, we've all got to survive, and I don't want to work in the matrix. So, you know, some people might have more than enough to potentially help, and I'll help you. your success is my success, because we're going up together. Because as soon as people know about me, I can let them know about you. So and yeah, I've always said from the beginning, from my wage slave video at the very start, I said I want to build something out of nothing, and that is exactly really what I've done. It's took a long time, but yeah, it's been a long journey. You see, long journey. But yeah, it's really trippy seeing this whole thing unfold. That was 2 years ago. Mental, mate. But yeah, it hasn't been easy. It's been fucking hard. I've had fighting demons full blast the whole fucking time. Yeah, I was when I was 16, I think. Just when I had my first acid trip in that room. Fuck that. Anyway, yeah, I'll play one tune. And this will end it. Hard tune this is. Alright, thank you very much, people. Please stay up to date, because as soon as I have anything rolling, I'd love you to stay up to date. So check out all my socials and that. Hashtag OXSN, and peace.
I see. Hey there. I see you've been having some difficulties with these here candidates. You've been voting and everything seems to stay the same, or it gets worse. I think I got a remedy for your malady. You're not voting hard enough, boy. You gotta get in there next time and pull that lever real good. Hey yo, I fucks with you, payday, and I appreciate that. By no means will I ever deviate back to the old ways, but it's getting kinda hectic. It's cartoonish, I can hardly even respect it. How could you? English language today's hardly commanded. So much gibberish you can't even understand it. You've been trained by George Soros. You can't sit down without thinking about clowns that get rancid. As long as you think these candidates are candid, you will never be able to fully comprehend it. My sympathy to the asses, inculcated by simple statements, is written for the masses. Feel the burn, you're motherfucking right. If you don't feel the burn, then you don't absorb the light. You oughta feel the burn of the duping delight. The white phosphorus was dropped on Palestine tonight when I was chopping broccoli. I was just making a salad, chopping broccoli, and everything became valid. Chopping broccoli. If they were serious, they would abolish poverty. I was chopping broccoli when I thought it's got to be a much better way. The people will be free. When we abolish poverty. When we abolish poverty. One must be out of his mind to think they can't easily feed mankind. Anything to cause some kind of disparity. That's an old trick, it's called artificial scarcity. The way they fuck with your mind is strange. Is your globe warming or does your climate change? Words used to mean things, why you think we revel? That is why they call it sea level. I don't need to prove the shape of the earth. I just turn on the light of truth and watch the haters disperse. Trying to save the planet while you're raping the purse of humanity. You don't understand, you're making it worse. You're very good at shutting your mouth because George Soros put you up in his house. Stop talking that polish shit, cause if your handlers really wanted to end poverty, they would abolish it. I was chopping broccoli. I was just making a salad. Chopping broccoli. And everything became valid. Chopping broccoli. If they were serious, they would abolish poverty. It dawned on me. I was chopping broccoli. When I thought, there's got to be a much better way. The people will be free when we abolish poverty. By powers it shouldn't be. That is demonstrably debunkable so easily. These mathematicians have left you dummies feckless. You can fit the whole world population in Texas with at least a half acre apiece. And every day from your garden you can make you a feast. They've gone pear-shaped like Neil deGrasse Tyson. They don't want you feeding on grass-fed bison. The population has to be calm. It's better for you factory farmed. The population doesn't understand. The police are here to protect them. They don't have to be armed. We've been trying to solve the poverty crisis, but things are complicated. We have been dealing with ISIS. We understand the austerity you've been under, but sorry, we just ain't got time to deal with world hunger. I was chopping broccoli, I was just making a salad. Chopping broccoli, and everything became valid. Chopping broccoli, if they were serious, they would abolish poverty. I was chopping broccoli when I thought there's got to be a much better way. The people will be free. Default when we abolish poverty. Debt default. I've worked in establishments that have wasted enough broccoli in 1 year to feed their respective city. But two, fuck chopping broccoli. You want to obtain your sovereignty? Start chopping off heads and abolish poverty. Brought to you by DJ. You motherfuckers don't realize the apocalypse on. They gotta spray the skies cause it's got to get warm. Open up your bloody eyes, take a look at the dawn. You're like a frog in the pot about to cook in the storm. Electromagnetical pulses brought to you by these identical vultures who brought you the deceiving evening news. Shoot your TV, stop believing in fools who've trained you to trust them with your info. Cause they can look at radar and see the wind blow, but they won't tell you about the strange trails, N.O. When all you got to do is look out your fucking window. But there ain't nothing strange coming from planes. It's been like that for 10 years, ain't nothing changed except the incremental increase over time. They tinker with the weather like they tinker with your mind. Now you don't even notice miscarriages of justice because your news team said you can trust us. Even a small child would know they pervert you. Hey little girl, come here, I promise I won't hurt you. After your news, have fun with the drama. Oh, you like Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, and Dahmer. You like to get your head filled with shit to disturb you while they teach invalids how to commit the perfect murder. Those still in the dark like to laugh, not knowing they've been brainwashed by psychopaths. Using the science that's been known for millennia, carefully crafted, precisely honed to get into ya. Bombarded with garbage, retarded in the fashion. If Katie Couric didn't report it, it didn't happen. That is the manner in which you have been conditioned. All I could do was say, fuck you, you didn't listen.
Yo, man, stop,
how you like it
please.
now? How you like it now, huh?
I swear to God, I'm sorry.
Oh, I can tell you are. To understand who's ruling your mind, look into psychiatry and you find the home of the mental raiders, with a little help from the hidden persuaders, who've changed the whole societal structure from individualism to global culture. A cold calculating science that steals the soul and guides society toward the one world goal. Come on, get chipped. Come on, get chipped. Come on, get chipped. Come on, get chipped. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. The snow's on the ground, setting records of your town. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. Come on with the warm up, get down with the get down. The snow's on the ground, setting records of your town.